All right, so that's why relationships are very important. So Power BI needs to know that there's a relationship between the tables so it can create very consistent, very informative, organized reports. Okay. If you look at this now, this other details table and what can be related to this, other detail status and then other details. Okay. They are related. Like here you have status ID, then here should also have status ID. That's it right there. So you click that, drag it to status ID, relationship is created. So, hope you can see for all of them. You cannot see why I organize it like this. Is it clear to every one of us now? Let me make these ones longer to show that these are the data tables, while these are the lookup tables. Are we all okay? Is it clear?
Yeah, I think I'm following.
So relationships have been created. Okay. So this is what you do with this relationship view. Rather the model view. Model view. This is the data model now. This is what you have just done. Created the data model. The model is made up of the tables that contain the data and the relationship between them. And the purpose of doing this, I've already explained to you, is to help you, during the visualization. By the time you are creating your reports and your dashboards, you see how you can seamlessly get columns from different tables and combine them into very nice reports, dynamic, powerful reports. Okay. All right. So can we proceed?
Yes, sir.
We are taking this thing step by step so it will sync. Okay. What's the next thing I said? The other thing I said we are going to do today. Remember? Let's go back to our objective.
We're taking up the DAS.
Yeah, this is what we just treated now. Okay. Data models through or relationships.
Before you move forward, sir, after creating the relationship, let's see how the relationship look like in terms of table, that you've created. Maybe you can give us a brief explanation to just show us the table to see the content and I don't know. I don't know if you get me, sir.
No, I don't think I got you.
It's okay. While you were creating the relationship,
yes,
on this particular model, now I observed that we have another Excel sheet where those information were going into, which of course
where they were going into.
Yes, which of course I believe that is where that is where the information will be picked from when one is creating the what's it
relationship.
Called? Yes, a relationship in graphical form. So you showed it the other time when you were picking from the model, you were picking from product to other details. Then you were showing us a kind of a Z sheet that relates with the model. So I don't know if
I'm sorry. Is it this screen you are talking about? Is this table view you are talking about?
Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's see the other one. No, this one is different. This one is different.
Okay, okay. I think I know what you are talking about. That one is you are talking about something like this.
Mhm.
It is this screen you are talking about. You may not see it clearly here. Let me just a minute. Let me delete one of the relationships and recreate it so you see what I'm when I did the auto detect just now, that was when it added all these ones. I don't need it. See. Okay. Other detail status. Other detail status. Others. I don't want this. Okay, no problem. Let's leave it. Okay. Yeah. Let me show you what you were talking about. You are talking about this one, right?
Thank you very much. That is it. That is
Yeah.
it.
This one is not tables as such. It's not creating any new table. It's just trying to show you what's going on. Okay. You see the title of this relationship, select tables and columns. So what it's doing, since it has is noticed that you are trying to create a relationship between maybe others and other detailed status, for example. So it will open it, okay, so you can confirm that what it's doing for you is what you intend to do. If not, you can make the adjustment. So it's just picking, um, you know, giving you the contents. It's just showing you the columns of each of the tables, so you can
Yeah.
choose what you want. It's not
Yeah.
creating anything new here. It's just the only thing it's creating is just the relationship. So it doesn't create any new table of any sort. All it does is just try to take note of what the relationship is, creates relationship. That's all. There's no new table. It doesn't create any table. It's working with the underlying table, which you can see on the table view. So what you are seeing there is not really a new table. It's just a snapshot of the tables that already exist. Please, is it clear?
Yes, I got it.
That's why you see here, it's not even showing you all the rows of the table. It's just a snapshot
Okay.
to guide you.
And it's from this relationship now that is going to create this report.
Yeah, this relationship will aid in creating the report. Now, it's going to create the report from these tables, okay? But taking into consideration the relationship.
Okay. Okay.
You understand? It will
Yeah.
use this relationship will guide Power BI on the values to pick from the various tables while you are creating your reports.
Okay.
So like I said, by the time we are creating reports, by the time you use the data to create reports at the final stage, that's when you understand that relationships are very, very powerful and very helpful. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. let's see if we can do something on DAX before we close for today. Okay? Because that's the next item, our objective. DAX. Data analysis expressions. Now, let's go to our table view. Let's go to our table view. Now, if you look here, you can see these are the data we have now. We have customers, we have these tables, right? Now, you can decide to create a measure. What is called a measure. New measure. Okay? Write a DAX expression that calculates a value from your data table. So now, some measures have already been created for you automatically. Measures are like sort of aggregates. You understand? They are aggregates. Let me show you some automatic measures that have been, some measures that have been automatically created for you. For instance, if you go to, let me see, let's go to, I didn't want us to come here yet, but if you come to report view, for example, let's pull down these orders. You can see some calculated stuff already here, like when you see this summation, and it tries to do some estimates automatically for you. Okay. Let's say when discover that the item is numeric, so it does some computation, it calculates it automatically for you. You see this one now? It's like summation, no? So it tries to do something like that for you, but it's recommended that you create your own measures. When you create your own measures, you have better control, okay? So let's see. Let's say, for instance, I want to create, let's see, other details. Okay, let's look at other details. Purchases, quantity, unit price, discounts. All discounts here are 00, so I don't want to use that. Status ID. Okay, so let's say this quantity. Let's say this quantity. Let's say I want to create an aggregate here. I want to get the total quantity, total, for the period on this table. Okay, so I can do that by, let's go to the home tab. So we are using the home tab. Okay, we are dealing with the other details table. On the home tab, just click on new measure. You see, if you look up here, it has already given you a suggested variable name, detail measure. I want to call it total quantity. Is equals the sum of what? Oh, I'm not dealing with other details. Other details. That other details. What did it have a underscore or what? Yeah, it did. Other details. You see, it's suggesting for you now quantity, right?
Okay.
Then you close the brackets. Okay, so now it has created the measure for you. So you can see it, total quantity.
Okay.
Hmm? Now, this total quantity you are seeing here can be used. You see, you simply put it here, didn't add it to your table.
Okay.
It can be used in your reports.
Okay.
You get it now? You can
Yes.
use it in your reports. This total quantity you just created now. Okay, so that's an example of how you create a measure. We are still going to deal more with measures when we are dealing with reports. When you are in the report view, you can easily also create measures as well for various purposes. It's at that point we'll use it anyway. But the important point to note here is that it is not added to your table. It's not added. You don't see it added here, like a column like this as part of the table. Okay, but why? Because it's an aggregate that takes into account all the rows of the, we understand, an entire row of the table, right? But by the time you are dealing with report, because you are creating relationship, these aggregates you are seeing, it does not always have to be just a computation of all the rows of the table. It can pick some rows depending on the conditions that you specify while creating your visualization. But the important point to note for now is that this is how you create measures. And it could be average, it could be other measures as well. Now, and this is DAX. This is like Power BI programming language, if you like. Okay, it's a DAX expression. Now, something else you need to know, which also involves calculation, but is different, works differently, is what is called a calculated column. Sometimes there's confusion between measures and calculated columns. People get them confused a lot. Okay. You see, here it says new column, new measure. What we just created was a measure. And once you create a measure, the measure is added to your data like this, like you can see. Okay. It's added, listed there. So you can pick it from there and use when you need it. Okay. So now you can create a new column. If I click new column now, you see,
Okay.
it will put a new column here for me.
Okay. The table.
See, gives me a new column. Now I can call it whatever I want to call it. Let's say I want to call it amounts. Okay, I want to call it amount. What do I want amount to contain?
Unit price and quantity and unit price.
Yes. So I want amount to contain quantity. As you just type, Power BI will help you. You see, this is the other details table. Okay, that has helped me to bring out this and click on it. Other details, quantity. That's the quantity column of the other details table. Times. That's star. Times what? Unit price. That's this one.
Bracket close.
That's all. Okay. So it has created it for me. Okay. So now this is a calculated column now. Just create a new column and then, okay. This one is calculated and added to your table. Why? Because you chose new column, right? But when you create a measure, the measure is not part of the table. The measure just stores a formula, and that formula will be applied dynamically by the time you are creating your visualization. Okay. Why does it have to be stored and later applied? Because it's going to be applied according to the options that you choose during your visualization.
Okay. And I think also in using the new column tab, I think is when we are doing data cleansing. I mean, before we create the relationship, rather. That's what I wanted to say. I think that, yes, in creating the new table, based on need basis, if we require to get that column, that step will come before creating data relationship. I don't know if I'm correct.
Yeah, you really don't have to do that. You really don't have to do that. For example, given what we are doing now, except if what you are creating is going to be used as a field for defining the relationship. If not, you don't have to do it first before creating a relationship. Because whatever you do is updated dynamically, straight. Okay, like we just created amount now.
Yes.
So it's added. It doesn't, there will be no adverse effects. You understand? Except if the new column you are creating is meant to be used as one of the fields. You know, when you are defining relationships, you always do it based on some specific columns, right? Except if you want to use that column you are creating for defining relationship, in such a case, of course, you have to create a column first. But if not, it doesn't change anything. Okay, to be on the safe side, after doing such a thing, if you are concerned that it might not be updated properly, just refresh. Click on refresh. So refresh, we just update everything and there'll be no problem. Are we all on the same page? Are we there? Are we on the same page?
Yeah, the other.
Yeah, we are here.
Yeah. Hope everything is clear. I don't want us to get things muddled up. You see, the way we have been doing this thing, I just take it step by step. I don't want to get things mixed up. This is not really that not difficult. But it's very important to really understand the principles. Once you understand the principles, you will not have any problem. And by the time you start using it, your level of experience will be growing, provided your foundation is strong. Okay, that's why I try to take time to explain why certain things are the way they are. Like I just told you now, like in dealing with these tasks, we have not written a lot of expressions. But I just created these two expressions to help you see the difference between when you carry out a calculation that is meant to be on a new column on a table, and when you create a measure. A measure is not added to your data table. It's just stored as that's why in Power BI we actually call this modeling. This modeling is part of you are creating a model now. Okay, it's not only the when you define relationships and when you use DAX, those two together are categorized as modeling. Okay, so when you create a measure, it doesn't appear on your table like this. But when you are creating reports, you can add that measure to a report in such a way that it will be on a column, if you like. Okay, but then it would have known as Power BI would have known exactly what you want to achieve, so it will know how to implement the measure. Okay, so I want to believe we are all on the same page. Hope everything is clear for every one of us. Yeah. So we spend most of our time on this relationship today. It will really pay, it's very, very important to understand what we have done here. It's a very important aspect of Power BI. Okay. Now, being able to know which should be your lookup table and which should be your data table is very, very important. You should know that. How do you know? If you look at these items on the top, look at them properly, you see that they are sort of fixed. They are not things that change every day. Apart from maybe customers, of course, you could have new customers, but the customer table will not be growing like sales table or other table. And once a customer is added, that customer may continue to buy more and more products, one customer. So the sales is likely to be bigger than the customer table because one customer can buy multiple products. The same thing with products. The product table is relatively stable as well. Okay, so you find people buying multiple products. So for a particular product, there can be multiple orders. That's why it's one to many. Okay, I think I showed you this order status earlier. Order status, you saw that it was a very short, about 4 or 5 rows or so. Compared to others can be thousands of rows. In some cases, even millions of rows. In some big, imagine Amazon, for example, what their other tables will be like. The other tables will be run into millions upon millions, if not billions. Okay, so So that is that. I just believe everything is clear. So can we call it a quiz? Continue from there.
Before you call it a quiz, I don't know what's the time safe. I will love you.
It's 10:27. Oh, okay. They will love me too.
Yes, I will love you because by next class now we're likely to be going to the DAX. I hope I'm correct.
By next class?
Yes, by next class. If you are treating Power BI, then we're likely to be talking about DAX. Or have we spoken about DAX?
Yeah, we have spoken about DAX, but we'll talk more about DAX, and then before we move into visualization. I've introduced DAX already. I've introduced it.
Okay.
So in the next class, we'll just do a little brush up, then we'll conclude with DAX, and then maybe, if possible, we'll introduce reports creation.
It's okay. Let me talk about DAX briefly, if I'm correct. So
okay.
DAX, that is where you talked about creating measure and creating new column, new measure and
calculated
new column.
columns. Yes.
Okay. That's where you talked about it.
Yes.
How the new measure will appear on the data and the new column will not appear there, but still be on. It's okay. So and also by using formulas.
Yes. Yes, that is DAX. Yes.
It's okay.
We are not done with DAX actually.
It's all right.
So it has been introduced.
Okay. That is taken by me.
Okay.
I don't know. This guy is no longer part. We can't. What is his name? Osunde network went off now.
Yes, yes. I'll be off for.
Because we just want to continue to move forward, so that we don't.
Yes. Yes.
So I hope the class was recorded now. So
yeah, yes. I will send it. No problem.
Okay.
It was recorded.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So.
That review is very important.
Okay. You have a question?
For me, no.
Okay.
I said that review is very, very important.
Which one?
I mean, to review the class again. I said it's very important.
Yes, it's very important. Yeah. That's right. Especially for, and this Power BI, you'll be using it a lot.
Like what I wanted to say, sir.
Okay.
Sometimes our network here do have issues. There are most of the talks that we don't get properly, so the review will be better.
Yes. That's why don't worry about that. I will send that.
All right. And the file, the
data file. Yeah, I'll send you the data file as well for your own practice.
Okay, sir.
Please, I need it also, sir.
You said?
I said we need it also, please.
Yeah, no problem. I will post it general. You will get it. I'll send it to you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I think we have done well today. So good nights. Our next class will be on Tuesday.
Good night, sir. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Everyone, good night. Bye.
Yeah.
Inge, good night. Mr. Doty, good night.
Good night, sir.
David, see you on Tuesday. Good night. Bye.